There's this strange phenomenon that seems to creep into our lives without us even noticing it. It's like a shadow that follows us around, whispering sweet nothings while simultaneously draining our energy. We think we're just living our lives, being kind, being open, but somehow we keep attracting the same type of person. And that person, more often than not, is a narcissist. It's almost like there's a neon sign above our heads that says, "Hey, come on in. I'm an emotional sponge, ready to soak up all your kindness and leave you feeling empty." So let's dive into this, shall we? Let's explore the 10 signs that you might be unknowingly inviting narcissists into your life. First off, let's talk about your empathy. You've got it in spades, don't you? You're the one who feels the pain of others as if it were your own. You're the friend who listens for hours, who gives advice, who shows up with soup when someone's sick. And while that's a beautiful quality, it can also be a beacon for narcissists. They see your empathy as an opportunity, a way to manipulate you into giving them what they want. They'll charm you with their stories, pull at your heartstrings, and before you know it, you're wrapped around their little finger, feeling responsible for their happiness. It's like they have this radar that detects your kindness from miles away, and they zero in on it like a hawk. Then there's the way you handle conflict. You're a peacemaker, right? You hate confrontation. You'd rather smooth things over than deal with the discomfort of a disagreement. So, when a narcissist comes along, they see that as an invitation to walk all over you. They'll twist your words, turn the tables, and make you feel like you're the one who's in the wrong. You end up apologizing for things you didn't even do, all because you want to keep the peace. It's a vicious cycle, and they thrive on it. They'll keep pushing your boundaries, testing how far they can go before you finally snap. And when you do, they'll act shocked, like you've just betrayed them. It's exhausting, isn't it? Let's not forget about your need for validation. You're a people pleaser, always seeking approval from others. You want to be liked, to be accepted, and that desire can make you a prime target for narcissists. They'll shower you with compliments at first, making you feel like you're the most special person in the world. But as soon as they've got you hooked, the compliments fade away and you're left scrambling to regain their approval. You start to question your worth, wondering if you're good enough for them. It's a dangerous game, and they play it masterfully. They'll keep you on your toes, always guessing, always striving for that fleeting validation that seems just out of reach. And what about your boundaries? You struggle with them, don't you? You find it hard to say no, to stand up for yourself. You want to be accommodating, to be the person everyone can rely on. But narcissists see that as an open door. They'll push and push until you're so worn down that you don't even know what you want anymore. They'll take advantage of your kindness, your willingness to help, and before long, you're left feeling drained and resentful. You might think you're being generous, but they see it as a weakness to exploit. It's like they're playing a game, and you didn't even know you were in it. Now, let's talk about your past relationships. You've had your fair share of heartbreak, haven't you? You've been drawn to people who seem charming at first, but turn out to be self-absorbed and manipulative. It's a pattern you can't seem to shake. You might even find yourself justifying their behavior, thinking that if you love them enough, they'll change. But the truth is, they won't. Narcissists are masters of disguise, and they know how to play the long game. They'll keep you hooked with promises of change, but deep down, they're only interested in their own needs. You end up pouring your heart into someone who doesn't even see you, and it's heartbreaking. Let's not overlook your tendency to ignore red flags. You're an optimist at heart, always believing the best in people. You see potential where others see problems, and that's a beautiful trait. But when it comes to narcissists, that optimism can be your downfall. You'll overlook their selfish behavior, their lack of empathy, and convince yourself that they're just going through a rough patch. You'll make excuses for them, thinking that if you just give them a little more time, they'll come around. But the reality is, they're not going to change. They thrive on your hope, your belief in their goodness, and they'll keep taking from you until there's nothing left. And what about your social circle? You might find that your friends and family are often concerned about your relationships. They see the signs before you do, but you brush them off. You think they don't understand, that they're being overly protective. But the truth is, they see the way you're being treated, the way you're being manipulated. They're trying to protect you from the very thing you can't see. Narcissists are skilled at isolating their partners, making them feel like they're the only ones who truly understand them. They'll create a rift between you and your loved ones, and before long, you're left feeling alone and confused. Let's also consider your self-esteem. You might struggle with feelings of inadequacy, always comparing yourself to others. You see the highlight reels of their lives and wonder why you can't measure up. Narcissists can sense that vulnerability, and they'll exploit it. They'll come in like a whirlwind, showering you with attention and affection, making you feel like you're finally enough. But as soon as they've got you where they want you, they'll start to chip away at your self-worth. They'll make you feel small, insignificant, and before you know it, you're questioning everything about yourself. It's a cruel game, and they play it with ease. Now, let's talk about your intuition. You might have a nagging feeling in the back of your mind that something isn't right, but you push it aside. You want to believe in the best of people, to trust that they have good intentions. But narcissists are skilled manipulators, and they know how to play on your doubts. They'll make you feel like you're overreacting, like you're imagining things. You start to second-guess yourself, wondering if you're being too sensitive or if you're just not seeing things clearly. It's a dangerous trap, and it can leave you feeling lost and confused. Finally, let's address your tendency to sacrifice your own needs for others. You're the one who always puts others first, aren't you? You'll go out of your way to help someone, even if it means neglecting your own well-being. Narcissists see that as an opportunity to take advantage of you. They'll make you feel guilty for wanting to prioritize yourself, for wanting to say no. They'll play the victim, making you feel like you're abandoning them if you don't cater to their needs. It's a toxic dynamic, and it can leave you feeling depleted and resentful. So here you are, caught in this web of attraction, unknowingly inviting narcissists into your life. You might be wondering how to break free from this cycle, how to protect yourself from the emotional vampires that seem to gravitate towards you. It starts with awareness, with recognizing the patterns that have been playing out in your relationships. It's about setting boundaries, learning to say no, and prioritizing your own needs. It's about trusting your intuition and listening to the concerns of those who care about you. It's about reclaiming your self-worth and understanding that you deserve to be treated with respect and kindness. It won't be easy, and there will be moments of doubt, but you have the power to change the narrative. You can break the cycle of attracting narcissists and create a life filled with genuine connections, where your kindness is met with appreciation rather than exploitation. It starts with you, with recognizing your worth and refusing to settle for anything less than what you deserve. You are not a magnet for narcissists. You are a beacon of light, and it's time to shine brightly, unapologetically, and without fear.